And even as Mombasa County played host to the Mashujaa Day celebration, the country is yet to heal from the heightened cases of insecurity, thanks to the marauding gangs that have constantly terrorized residents.
Well, more than 40 people have been killed by suspected gang members within a year. That's also seen 30 suspected gang members gunned down by police.
Wow. Now, but what has kept these gangs alive? Our very own Hassan Mugambi has been in Mombasa and has this report.
Mombasa County, a tourist destination that is slowly falling victim to marauding gangs that periodically terrorize residents, especially those in low-income areas. With over 40 people having lost their lives to the gangs here in Mombasa County over the last 1 year alone, there are as high chances of finding victims of the gangs as there are of being one if you walk in such an aisle. We meet Mariam Wekesa. She was back in Mombasa from upcountry where she had traveled to visit her family. On the day of her attack, Mariam relieves the February gang attack at her gate in Mtopanga area of Mombasa. The code names for the crude weapons used on her vividly ringing in her head.
Wakaimaji wakiwa wengi. Mmoja akasema mwekele punch. Mimi nilikuwa na expect ni ngumi, but kuna kidude walichomoa ambapo ali-aim hapa ikaingia hapa. Yule mwingine akamwambia mpige namba 9. So akatoa panga kitu kama machete akijaribu kunikata, so I don't know if it was God who intervened. Hii kidole katwa.
The machete landed on her index finger, chopping it off. She pleaded with them to spare her life, asking them to take anything they wanted. Her possessions seemingly not in their wanted list.
So mmoja akamwambia mama sikii mdunge sindano, wakachukua spoke nikadungwa hapa na ingine ikawa ipite hivi kwa jicho, but singeweza hakunipata.
They left her for dead, but neighbors came to her rescue. The hand might have been healed, but it left a scarred woman. Apart from losing her index finger, she also lost her job, and now she is forced to live in this single room. Not far from Wekesa is Zawadi Katana, widowed by the gangs. The mother of two says she heard everything when her husband was attacked right outside her house.
Kampata amekatwa kwenye kichwa, amekatwa. Yani saa ile mimi nambeba sikuwa ninamweza. Yani alikatwa na akafunga kauli hapo hapo.
She remembers seeing the attackers who killed her husband from the cracks of her house.
Mmoja alikuwa amevaa pakupaku na kuna mmoja alikuwa amevaa hawajajifunika sura. Amevaa tungu yake ya kawaida lakini ni black.
In Bombo Lulu Bongoni, Mary Wanjiko speaks of a gang that had some of its members dressed in what looked like police uniform, and remembers the 8 p.m. attack 9 months ago that took away the life of her husband.
Kulikuwa muda wa saa 2 hivi tukasikia duru kwa nje. Sasa muda kidogo nikaja kuitwa. Nikaambiwa bwanangu amepigwa na mapanga. Sasa nilipotoka nje tukamshughulikia kumpeleka hospitali Makadara, kwa muda kidogo akakata roho.
She blames the slow pace of police response that day, claiming that the village was literally taken over by the gangs for close to an hour. In the end, 3 people lay dead and even more maimed.
Manake hata wakati huo si ati ni mume wangu aliruwa kwanza, kulikuwa na mwingine. Sasa kama kungekuwa na serikali ama kulikuwa na ulinzi, wangu hangepatikana, manake ilikuwa ni kwa muda, wangu naye akapatwa, mwingine akapatikana.
Haki Africa, a coastal Kenya-based civil society organization, has placed the number of those who have been killed by the gangs in the past year alone at 40. A research conducted by the organization on the killer gangs revealing that majority was celebrated noble youth groups that morphed into deadly gangs.
For example, Wakali Kwanza, which is notorious and is known all over the country now, it actually started as a football team. That these are the best of the best. So sahawa ndio walikuwa Wakali Kwanza. So it started as a football team. And in the process, people started going out saying, let's contribute, let's, changia so that this team can actually excel in what they're doing. And in the process, that metamorphosized into a group, into a gang.
And the change, according to Khalid, has been occasioned mainly by political leaders who have lived to misuse the groups.
Whenever there's an event somewhere and this is the group that is known to be in charge of that area, sometimes politicians reach out to them to assist them in what they're doing. And in that way, it's like fodder.
Sentiments that were echoed by Nyali Member of Parliament Muhammad Ali, whose constituency has suffered a great deal from the gangs.
kwa sababu dunia nzima tunajua wezi wakivamia wanaiba, hawa wanakatakata na wanaenda. Kwa hivyo inamaanisha washalipwa, wameshapewa pesa zao. Utaona watu wanakaa Nyali Cinemax, wanapanga vitu hapo, hujui ni nini. Utasikia katika ngome yako watu wameenda wamezua vurugu.
Leaders saying poor parenting has also played a role. Most of these youth, according to intelligence sources, are aged between 17 to 25.
Mtoto wangu anashikwa na bangi kidogo, wengine wanavuta mkubwa, mimi wangu anashikwa na kidogo. Hii defensive ya kusayote kutetea watoto tuache.
Some of the outlawed gangs include Wakali Kwanza, Wakali Wao, Wajukuu wa Bibi, Buffalo, Chafu za Down, Akili za Usiku, among others. The Coastal Police Command calling on members of the public to cooperate with law enforcers in exposing the gang members. Police